Hey guys, I wanted to make this video in regards to security in the martial arts world, specifically for business owners, schools, academies, dojos, gyms, whatever you want to call it. Or maybe for those who are thinking of going in that direction, I think this would be helpful as well. This is in response to what's going on in the broader jiu-jitsu community, but more in general, I think it's worth just blanketing the whole martial arts world in general. There are three things I think that can really develop a sense of trustworthiness. And this is outside of being a black belt or becoming a black belt or being a world champion or whatever technical expertise that you might have. That's the craft. That's the service itself, the specialization. What I'm talking about here is trustworthiness. Not trustworthiness as the specialist is concerned, but from a relationship point of view, from a professional to the client. Let me tell you what these three things I think are important are first, before perhaps I go into some tangents, and I'll put them in the description of this video so that way you can get the simple list. The three things are safe sport certification, first aid AED CPR, and a clean background check. That's pretty much it. When it comes to accreditation, like we don't have that in the martial arts world. We have to come up with it ourselves. And majority of the time, we do that with a show of good character only on a day-to-day basis. So there's a risk inside of there depending on whatever mood that you might be going through. But let's go through each one of these three and see how it can help build a better future or experience when you are serving community. So number one, safe sport certification. It does a really good job, in my opinion, bringing up or strengthening awareness in group dynamics. Because we are in a position of power, people are coming in with their vulnerabilities and they're seeking personal development, empowerment, and whatever reasons that they come in with. And they are trusting us to help guide the way. Empowering them is the mission, not empowering ourselves, even though, it feels good to have a lot of students, but this isn't about us. This has everything to do about them. And because we have, from a physical standpoint, that specialization, this interesting dynamic happens in our relationship and the relationships that happens within the student body itself. Now, safe sport uses like traditional sports like basketball, soccer, wrestling, that kind of stuff. And they point towards like locker room stuff or maybe competition events where you have to go outside of the school to connect and go travel to the venues. And they bring up some really good examples and then expand on that, ask you some questions to test your knowledge and see where you're at. So safe sport definitely is a really good one, a real good recommendation. Number two, first aid AED CPR. We're in the nature of martial arts. We do martial things. I think it's really good to have the first responder like on site, the ability to maintain, so that way when you call 911 and they come over, you'll be able to do what is needed before they take over. Totally makes sense. I think that one's obvious. And then a clean background check for our third one. Show of good character can be a very interesting and most ambiguous way to present to the public, right? Like we can write our own websites, write our own blogs, stuff like that. But the background check is a third party, right? Some external force that looks into your past. I'm not quite sure how far they can go from the civilian world, but I do know in the government world, when you apply for clearances like secret, top secret, or TSSCI, you can go from like 5 years all the way back to like 20. And depending on the nature of the role, they have to do a scrutiny over in profiling you, so that way the immediate future or some long-term future won't be at risk. What do we do for the community? I mean, at least from background check point of view, and I believe there are different levels to it, a base level I think is at least a great start. So if you could present those three, perhaps it leads to an accredited type of sense, although there is no accreditation in the martial arts world. There are attempts to go towards that, but we all are doing our own thing, and to create some sort of standardization or some centralized body to assist with that, and then like giving ourselves to that organization, I'm pretty sure that will take some work, right? Because we all want to avoid many different types of politics. So I just wanted to make this video in regards to those three. There's a lot more things that I believe that I could say in regards to that. But the first line of defense is just to actually have some sort of clarity on what you can provide yourself, especially as a business owner and a leader of our community. Please don't take your position of power as the means that you have more dominance over whatever that our students are going through. Be sure to understand the lines between being personal and personable. Those things definitely will help create a lot of sense of safety when they come to your place. Cool, thanks. Thanks for watching.